Magandang araw mga kaibigan, kababayan, kapatid ko po dito sa Malaysia, mga Filipinos po, kababayan ko, kapatid at saka kapatid, kababayan. Kumusta kayo po? Ito po si Nico Fabian, nandito na naman sa programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. And today is December 30 na po, no? Very significant day for all the Filipinos po dahil today ang mga Filipinos po are celebrating. We are celebrating ang birthday, birthday ni Philippine national hero si Jose Rizal po. Ibig sabihin, ang Pilipinas is now on a public holiday po. Walang trabaho po. Kung sakali you're working, then double pay po. Double pay. Maganda yun po. So, to all the Filipinos, saludo. Saludo tayo po sa ating lahat po dahil sa national hero natin po, we managed to get our Independence Day. Ang independence ng Pilipinas po. So wag natin kalimutan si Dr. Jose Rizal. And today is his birthday. Alright. So, of course, I would like to extend my greetings. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all our kababayan, kapatid, and kaibigan. Ang mga OFWs or Overseas Filipino Workers, kung nasaan man kayo po, I hope everything is running smoothly ngayon po sa buhay ninyo. Especially, I suppose you are now preparing for the coming of the New Year, and at the same time, bukas, bisperas na po, no? Eve of New Year, so we will be bidding goodbye to 2025. Whatever happens sa 2025 po, kalimutan na natin, no? Except itong mga corruption po sa Pilipinas, ang mga kasalanan ng mga corrupt politicians natin po, wag nating kalimutan. Wag nating kalimutan po. And of course, ang mga kababayan, kapatid, and kaibigan natin dyan po sa Pilipinas, who are now on a public holiday, sana po okay na okay ang natin, ang preparation natin para sa bagong taon, 2026. And we say goodbye to 2025. Alright, may mga issues tayo dito po, and I'm going to share with you some video clips po. So at least you will have an idea, no? Ang mga followers ko dito po sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico, you will have the idea kung what is really happening dyan po sa Pilipinas. To start with, eto na po, to start with, I would like to say na I was really disappointed yesterday po. No? If you were following me yesterday sa vlogging po, I have to cut short ang vlogging ko po kahapon dahil po I was waiting for the House of Representative session wherein they will be ratifying ang BICAM 2026 national budget po, no? And then after they will ratify it, then they will transmit the document to the executive or to President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos. And not only the House of Representatives, yesterday also was the fixed date for the senators, ang Senado natin po, to also do the same thing, to ratify ang GAAP na yun po, no? Ang 2026 national budget natin po. And of course, as what I said, it will be forwarded to the executive or to President BBM for further scrutiny, and subsequently, no? It will be signed as, the bill will be signed as a law and will be implemented. And expected by January 5th, no? By January 5th, si BBM or President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos will be signing the bill, GAAP, no? General Appropriation Bill, into law, and it will be implemented, no? Implemented after 15 days yata yun po, no? It must be gazetted, published mo, no? Then only, then the national 2025 national or 2026 national budget will be enforced or implemented po. But why I'm disappointed? Because I don't know what is really happening po sa Kongreso. And this is the reason why po I just want to inform ang mga kababayan ko po dito sa Malaysia. Particularly dito po sa Sabah, dito sa Kota Kinabalu, of which nandito tayo based sa Kota Kinabalu City po, no? Medyo pangit what happened po. Ano talaga ang rason nila for doing such a thing, no? Such a thing. They fast track, ibig sabihin po, fast break po ang ratification ng 2026 national budget po, ang mga kongreso. And they keep on saying, ang gobyerno, ang kongreso keep on saying na we have to follow ang proseso. May process talaga po, no? Without following the process, ang proseso po, na it won't be valid whatever we make any decisions po, be it a court case or whatever po, no? So, ito na ba, is this the kind of Congress that we have now sa Pilipinas? I'm sorry to say this po, I'm really disappointed. Is this the kind of Congress, House of Representatives, meron tayo po, especially ang members of the majority bloc? Is this the kind of congressman we have? Wherein, you just imagine po, they did the ratification of the bill of the 2026 national budget po in less than 10 minutes. In less than 10 minutes po. And obviously, hindi lang ako po, those who watch, who monitored ang proseso po kahapon dyan po sa House of Representatives sa Pilipinas, obviously a lot of people were disgusted, disappointed for what they did. Does it mean that they are hiding something? Why they have to fast track it? Why do they have to fast break, no? And hindi na nasunod ang proseso. Normally po, ang session po, they will start with properly po, no? And then I'll show you the difference between ang House of Representatives and ang Senado po, no? Yesterday, what really happened po sa ratification of the 2026 national budget po or GAA po, no? So, medyo pangit talaga what happened, no? And the opposition congressmen were not even given the chance, no? Which it should be given. They should have been given the opportunity to explain, either their yes vote or their no vote. No vote. Kasi mayroon yan po, may yes vote, they will support ang budget po, but may reservation, serious reservation. Mayroon din po na they will say no and they will explain why ang no ang boto nila po. Na it did not happen. It really did not happen. Bakit po? Mabilis po ang what they did. They open up the session and in less than 10 minutes, they adjourn. Why? Bakit po ganyan? Nandito, I will share with you po itong video clip na what really happened dyan po sa Kongreso kahapon po. Ang ratification of the national budget. And then, I'll show you another video po so that you can compare po kung between the Congress and the House of Representatives and the Senate natin po. Let's watch and listen to this po.
Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, we are in receipt of the Conference Committee report on the disagreeing votes on House Bill number 4058, the fiscal year 2026 General Appropriations Bill. I move that we ratify the said Conference Committee report.
Mr. Speaker, all those in favor of the Conference Committee report say aye.
Aye.
All those against say nay. Mr. Speaker, the ayes have it. The said Conference Committee report is ratified. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to adjourn session until January 26, 2026 at 3 in the afternoon.
Session is adjourned until January 26, 2026 at 3 p.m.
Yan po, that's exactly what happened dyan po sa Kongreso kahapon po. And you can hear, may mga congressmen, no? May mga congressmen, they were shouting, no? They wanted to say something. Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair. But the chairperson never gave that opportunity to them. Apparently, ang mga opposition congressmen were not happy. In fact, kanina may interview kay Congresswoman Laila de Lima. Sabi niya po, she was at the entrance of the building when she heard about the ratification. They were shouting already ang nay, no? Ang yes and no ang votes nila po. Because the session was supposed to start at 2 p.m. and she was there at the sa entrance po ng building at 2:02. But magpasok talaga siya po doon sa hall, tapos na po. Kaya she's not happy po and she's questioning bakit ganon. Why they fast track it? Why fast break talaga itong ratification process, no, ng 2026 national budget po. In fact, we were expecting na mayroon pa yun they will be given the opportunity, especially mga opposition. Likewise, ang mga members ng majority bloc, no? They will explain ang boto nila po, if they wish. And may mga questions pa po, hindi lang ako po, I myself really notice, na if you notice a video po, let me show you again ang video, ha? If you notice a video po, take note of the video po. They did not show kung puno ba ang hall, may quorum ba, or wala. Nandito po, let's watch again.
Session resumed. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, we are in receipt of the Conference Committee report on the disagreeing votes on House Bill number 4058, the fiscal year 2026 General Appropriations Bill. I move that we ratify the said Conference Committee
Mr.
report.
Speaker, all those in favor of the Conference Committee report say aye. All those against say nay. Mr. Speaker, the ayes have it. The said Conference Committee report is ratified. Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move to adjourn session until January 26, 2026 at 3 in the afternoon.
Session is adjourned until January 26, 2026 at 3 p.m.
Okay, nakita niyo po, no? Ang video, they did not even see kung may quorum ba, ha? May quorum ba ang Senado, ang Kongreso kahapon po, no? Normally, they will show a wide view ng mga congressmen po. Now, it raises the question whether may quorum ba o wala yesterday. Pero dapat na po, when we follow ang proseso, dapat po may quorum. Kung walang quorum, walang business. Na? Kung walang quorum, walang business, ibig sabihin po, hindi pwede mag-ratify ang national budget po. But yesterday, they did not show and they immediately ratify ang national budget. Bakit ganon po? Why? Bakit po? Kung kumpiyansa ang administration ng House of Representatives na may support sila sa mga fellow congressmen, why not give the chance to the opposition to explain their votes? After all, kung majority, may 2/3 sila po, no? And normally, kapag, because this is a very important bill that they are passing, we are talking about the national budget that involving 6.970 trillion pesos po ang budget sa Pilipinas po for 2026. But they did not give that. I don't know why they want to hide it po. I really don't know. Pwede ba mag-explain kayo po? Ang mga tao, no? Ang mga tao po dyan sa Pilipinas, kami din po dito, That's why I want to pass this video clip sa mga Filipinos dito po sa Malaysia, dito sa Sabah po, so you will be aware na paano, kasi galit na tayo po dahil sa corruption po, no? Kontrolado lahat ang gobyerno natin po, even sa pera natin. We lost trillions of pesos po sa flood control projects, but ganito pa rin po ang sabihin nila how they do things po sa Kongreso. Ano ba ito? Ano ba ito po? Kayo na bahala. You think about it. But when you ask me po, I'm really disappointed what happened yesterday dyan po sa Kongreso. I'm sorry, I'm just being honest to myself because I'm also a taxpayer. Filipino din ako po. No? And I think there is something wrong. There is really something wrong sa Kongreso natin ngayon. So, okay. In comparison, I will share with you po what exactly happened dyan po sa Congress, sa Senado yesterday. Same thing po, they're ratifying ang 2026 national budget, ang General Appropriation Bill, no? Appropriation Bill po for 2026. Nandito po ang what really transpired dyan po sa Senado. Let's watch and listen to this.
President, today is a very important day, and we thank our colleagues for being here today as we are in receipt of the Bicameral Conference Committee report on the disagreeing votes of House Bill number 4058. This is the General Appropriations Bill for fiscal year 2026. I move, Mr. President, that we recognize the sponsor, the chairperson of the Senate panel, no other than Senator Win Gatchalian, to present the highlights of the said measure. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Chair is done. Senator Sherwin Gatchalian is recognized.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Majority Leader. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, as the lead conferee of the Senate panel, I have the honor of submitting for ratification a copy of the Conference Committee report on the disagreeing votes on House Bill number 4058. Here are some of the highlights of the Conference Committee report for the 2026 national budget. The first highlight belongs to education. We have stayed true to our mission to make education the biggest investment of the 2026 budget. This bicameral conference committee arrived at a total education budget of 1.35 trillion pesos. We have said this before and we will say it again. This is a historic 4.4% of GDP. Higit sa mga numerong nakasulat sa papel, ang mga inisyatibong mabibigyan ng buhay at ang mga suliraning matutugunan ng pondong ito. Magkakaroon na ng malinaw at makabuluhang hakbang para mabawasan ang kakulangan sa mga silid-aralan. Milyong-milyong mga mag-aaral ang dumaranas ng malnutrisyon ang makikinabang sa school-based feeding program at sisiguraduhin natin ang bawat estudyante ay may sariling textbook. Second, we have strengthened the budget of health. The total health sector budget now stands at 447.6 billion. More importantly, the budget of PhilHealth has increased to 129.78 billion, posting a 15% increase relative to the age-gap level. With the additional 16.5 billion coming from the realignment of the budget of the Department of Public Works and Highways. I thank Finance Committee Vice Chairperson Senator Pia Cayetano and Senator Lauren Legarda, as well as Senator Risa Ontiveros for fighting hard for this recommendation. We have also increased the funding for zero-balance billing in our DOH hospitals and expanded the program to include selected local government units. Funding for specialty hospitals was also augmented, both for the procurement of essential medical equipment and the improvement of their services to the public. Mula sa ating silid-aralan at ospital, totoo naman tayo sa sektor ng agrikultura. Sa 2026, umabot na sa 214.39 billion peso para sa sektor. Ito ang pinakamataas na budget ng agrikultura sa loob ng mahigit isang dekada. Mapupunduhan na ng maayos ang mga programang tutulong sa kita ng ating magsasaka at sa food security ng ating bansa, gaya ng credit insurance at direktang access sa merkado. Layunin ng budget na ito na iangat ang kalidad ng buhay ng mga taong nagdadala ng pagkain sa ating mga hapag. Maraming salamat kay Senator Kiko Pangilinan sa rekomendasyong ito.
In keeping with the people-centered nature of this budget, support for social services remains strong. We have increased the funding of the National Disaster Risk Reduction Management Fund to 39.8 billion or an increase of 10.5 billion compared to the HCAP level. This includes the 4.2 billion peso realignment from the DPWH thanks to the firm stand of your Senate to reflect the true cost of construction materials in the DPWH budget. Mr. President, these highlights illustrate our commitment to strengthening the services that carry the most significant impact on the daily lives of our fellow Filipinos. Better education for our children, adequate health care for those in need, and long-term food security for our communities.
Alright, yun po, narinig natin, nakita natin po kung paano ginawa ang Senado po ang ratification process ng 2026 national budget, which has been described as people-centered budget po. People-centered budget. And during that session po, the members of the minority, kagaya ni Senator Marcoleta and Senator Padilla, Ruben Padilla, no? They were given the opportunity to explain their votes, no? Why they voted no, no? And there are members of the majority sa Senado po, were also stood up and explained why they vote yes, but with serious considerations po, no? So maganda yon. What they did was good, but on the contrary, medyo mahirap magtanggap po, no? To accept the manner the House of Representatives did the ratification of the 2026 national budget. Sa palagay ninyo po, kayo mismo po, you saw now, what do you think? Tama bang ginawa ang House of Representatives, mga members, na in less than 10 minutes po, tapos na? They were not allowed. Nakita natin po, when they started ang session po, there are some congressmen, although it was not seen kung sino-sino yan sila po, but we can hear na some congressmen were shouting, Madam Chairman, Chairperson. So in other words, they wanted to speak. Siguro they want to ask, mayroon ba tayong quorum o wala tayong quorum? Or kailangan mayroon tayong opportunity to explain our votes. But it did not happen. It did not happen. So maraming po mga negative and comments coming from the Filipinos dyan po sa social media, as well as some media outlets, legit media outlets natin sa Pilipinas, kagaya itong programa ni Ted Filon and DJ Shasha this morning, wherein they also commented on what transpired dyan po sa House of Representatives. So, let me share with you po ang reaksyon ni Ted Filon at saka ni DJ Shasha po regarding itong issue. Watch and listen to this.
Pero may mga kumukontra po doon sa pahayag na iyon. Ngayon, mga kapatid, kahapon po ay naratipika ng dalawang kapulungan ng Kongreso separately yung pong proposed 2026 budget. Sa lower house, mga kapatid, inabangan namin ito kasi di ba live stream sila sa kanila pong mga session. Dito po sa martilyong hawak ng presiding officer. Opo, pwede ba natin ito ipalabas habang pinag-uusapan natin ito? Kung pwede lang, pag hindi okay lang.
Oo, kung meron tayong kopya.
Meron tayong video niyan eh. Opo, doon lang ho nakafocus. And then, wala po silang white shot sa kanilang session. At ang focus lamang po ay doon sa presiding officer at yung majority leader at ang kanila pong committee chairman ng committee ng profession chairman na natin sa gilid na agad pong pumalakpak. Opo, nag-motion kaagad yung majority leader, si Defensor, hindi po ito si Sandro Marcos, na I move to ratify itong BICAM report. There's a motion, sabi po noong presiding officer, those who are in favor say aye, aye, say nay, nay. The motion is approved and I move that we suspend session. Yan, opo. Opo, kanina, I'm sorry, nag-move siya to end the session at magbukas po sila on January 26.
Wow.
Yan ang mga shots po nila mga kapatid. Pero, alright, wala po talagang wide shot kung gaano karami ang present. Kasi nga, most likely, wala silang quorum. Ewan ko lang po, ano pa ang saysay na pinapangalandakan ng kanilang committee chairman na ang kanila pong BICAM deliberation ay live stream. Kung dito po sa ratification, mukha hong pinaspasan, na hindi man lang po pinagsalita yung mga gusto lang pong mag-explain ng vote. Budget yan, girl, ha? Ang pinag-usama natin na, Aaron, 6.7 trillion na pera ng bayan. Kung ikaw ay miyembro ng Kongreso at gusto mo na ipaliwanag kung bakit ka boboto ng pabor o hindi, patayan yung pagbibigyan. Hindi po ba? Nominal voting po usually yan eh. At saka, dyan po, mga kapatid, meron po ng attendance eh. Wala pong nakatayo doon at nakapagsabi, Mr. Speaker, do we have a quorum? Hindi pinayagan man lamang na may magsalita na sino man pong taga-oposisyon o miyembro ho ng majority para man lamang tanong, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, do we have a quorum? Because obviously, baka wala silang quorum because under the rules, parliamentary rules, when there is no quorum, there's no business. Tama? Ba't ka magpapasa ng isang pambansang budget na walang quorum? Opo, walang quorum. So, dito ho, na naman, nagbibigay kayo ng puwang para may question naman ito sa ususan. Baka may mag-question na naman nito, ha? Kasi hindi dumaan sa tamang proseso na naman ito. Hindi po ba? Nagmamadali. O bakit? Bakasyon na ba ho kayo?
Ay, syempre.
Nagmamadali. Bakit? Kasi nga walang quorum. Anong gagawin natin kung walang quorum? Bakit? Mamamatay ba ang lahat ng Pilipino kung hindi may papasa ang budget kahapon? Mararatify. Titigil ba ang pag-usad ng buhay natin? Hindi naman.
Hindi naman actually, di ba nga, ang gagamitin natin from now until January 5, hanggang bago mapirmahan ng Pangulo, reenacted budget.
Hindi pa yun.
Pagtutuloy-tuloy naman eh.
Technically, hindi pa.
Yun na nga ang pinagtataka
Kapag
ko.
pinirmahan ng presidente yan,
Hindi naman agad-agad
kailangan pa ng 15 araw
Yan.
na yan ay publish sa official gazette. Because it will not, it is a Republic Act, and before it becomes into law, dapat yan
Alright, yan po, narinig niyo po ang reaction ni Ted Filon, a very respectable media personality dyan po sa Pilipinas, and of course, si DJ Shasha po, no? Na I think we have the same feelings po when it comes to what we saw yesterday, what happened dyan po sa lower house or House of Representatives, which is very, I don't know, I think it's really doubtful po why they did that po, no? Bakit, no? If you were to compare what happens sa Senado and dyan po sa lower house, ibang-iba talaga po. Ibang-iba talaga. Alright? So, kayo na bahala. You think, ano mga opinion ninyo po. And, sana lang po, ang mga Filipinos po dito sa Malaysia, mga kababayan ko, kapatid, and kaibigan ko po, no, dito. At this, through this program, you manage to see, and kayo na bahala po to think. Are you happy with how things are going on dyan po sa House of Representatives o sa Kamara po o sa Kongreso po? And bakit kaya? Why they are doing these things to us po? Ha? Huwag natin kalimutan po pagdating sa next election sa 2028, let's mark these people po. Ha? Kasi what we want is transparency, we want justice, accountability, ha? Para at least angat na ang buhay ng mga Filipinos po. Sa ngayon po, mahirap ang buhay ng mga Pilipino po. Ang buhay natin po, ang mga presyo, tumaas po. The cost of living in the Philippines is very high now. Ang, poverty rate natin po, grabe, no? And ang reputasyon ng mga Filipinos po, no? Hindi lang sa Pilipinas, but sa iba-ibang nasyon po, no? Sa ibang bansa po. Because of these corruption cases and because how things are being done by the government, apektado talaga ang imahina or image ng bansa natin, ang Pilipinas, at saka ang image ng mga Filipino sa iba-ibang bansa. And dahil dyan po, affected ang ekonomiya ng Pilipinas. And dahil affected ang ekonomiya ng Pilipinas po, nahirapan ang mga Filipinos. Kagaya natin po, mga ordinaryong Filipino who regularly remit money to the Philippines, mga overseas Filipino workers, hoping that the life will be improved to sa mga loved ones natin whom we temporarily left behind sa Pilipinas po. But unfortunately, ang mga pera natin po, that includes ang mga overseas Filipino workers, ang mga taxpayers natin po, ang mga taxes natin, at saka those mga Filipino sa Pilipinas pa paying taxes po, it went to the wrong people po, sa mga corrupt. And dami lang sila mga promesa na may makulong daw before Christmas, but wala nangyari. May mas marami daw makulong sa bagong taon, but let's see kung mangyari yon po, no? Kung mangyari yon po. So, yon talaga. Okay, since we are talking about saying goodbye to 2025 and we'll be welcoming ang 2026, ang bagong taon po, I have mga short video clips dito po which I recorded para sa inyo po, just to remind us what happened sa year 25, the year that was po, no? And I'll try to make a year-end report po. I hope I still have time. And in the meantime, I just want to share with you some mga social media clippings, no, blogging po, no. And in advance, I would like to say there is no malice sa sharing this video clips dito po sa programa ko po, no. Walang malice ito po. I just want to share with you po ang reality, ang realidad, how ang mga Filipinos are looking at ang buhay natin po sa Pilipinas ngayon. To start with po, mayroon ako dito isang video clip from vloggers ito po, no? From vloggers, no? From vloggers. And kayo na bahala. Okay? To start with, mayroon tayo dito, sana yun, ha? Mayroon tayo dito 136. Okay? Sandali. 136. Sa palagay ninyo po, totoo ba ito po? No? No offense ha, no offense lang ito. No offense po. Vlogger ito. Nandito po.
Mahabang oras sa trabaho, pati Sabado at Linggo. Totoo po bang tamad ng mga Pilipino kaya naghihirap? Kalulukohan, tayo ang may pinakamahabang oras sa trabaho, pati Sabado at Linggo kumakayod. Hindi tayo tamad, sadyang ninanakaw lang ang dapat na sweldo at benepisyo natin. Sir, bakit po kahit anong sipag ng Pinoy, mahirap pa rin? Kasi ang hagdan paakyat, sinunog na ng mga kurap. Gusto nila, nasa baba lang tayo habang buhay para titingalain natin sila at hihingihan ng tulong. Ang sipag natin, sila ang umaani. Sir, ano po ang ibig sabihin ng isang kahig, isang tuka? Yan ang disenyo ng sistema. Gusto nila, sapat lang ang kita mo para mabuhay ngayong araw, para bukas, kailangan mo ulit magpalipin sa kanila. Bawal mag-ipon, bawal umasenso. Sir, paano po tayo nakakasurvive araw-araw? Utang at dasal. Uutang para pambayad sa utang. Ito ang trap na ginawa ng gobyerno. Panatilihing baon sa utang ang tao para hindi makapalag. Sir, bakit po namamana ng anak ang kahirapan ng magulang? Kasi namamana rin ng anak ng politiko ang pwesto ng tatay niya. Habang dynasty sila sa pagnanakaw, dynasty din tayo sa pagdurusa. Walang pagbabago sa apelyido, walang pagbabago sa buhay. Sir, magkano po ang halaga ng pangarap sa Pilipinas? Mahal, di abot kaya. Gusto mong maging doktor, walang budget. Gusto mong magnegosyo, papatayin ka sa tax at permit. Ang pangarap dito, para lang sa may backer. Sir, sino po ang totoong humihila sa atin pababa? Hindi ang kapwa mahirap, kundi ang nasa taas. Sila ang tumatapak sa daliri natin tuwing sinusubukan nating umakyat. Ayaw nila ng kompetisyon, gusto nila manatili tayo sunod-sunuran. Sir, kailan po tayo makakalis sa kahirapan? Pag tinigil na natin ang pagboto sa mga birdugo ng kabuhayan, hanggat sila ang driver ng bus ng bayan, sa bangin tayo laging babagsak.
Alright, yan po. No? No offense ito, ha? No offense, ha? No malice po. I just want to share kasi after all, nandyan na ito po sa social media po, no? Just want to share. And ano kaya, sa palagay ninyo po, may katotohanan? Is there any truth on what itong video clip is saying? Sa palagay ko, sa mga Filipinos kagaya natin po, karamihan natin will say totoo yon. Totoo yon po. Okay, mayroon pa tayo dito. Isa pa, video clip. Since ano na tayo, towards the end of the year na tayo po, let me share with you another video clip. Another video clip po. Ano ba ito? Saan na, ha? Another video clip. Sandali po. Okay. 41. Sana yun, 41, ha?
You are the one causing most of your problems because you keep trying to be good to everyone in a world full of unreal people. You keep fixing what you didn't break. You keep trusting people who don't deserve you. You keep giving your heart to those who only come to take advantage of it. You keep hoping they'll change while they keep breaking you. And that's why you always feel disappointed, used, and broken. Stop it. Stop giving your peace to people who bring you pain. Stop being loyal to people who don't even check on you. Stop letting people treat you like nothing. You owe yourself peace. You owe yourself protection. You owe yourself boundaries. So remember, be kind but don't be blind.
Alright, totoo din yan po. Be kind but don't be blind. Tama na yan po. Suporta those people who are hurting us. Tama na yan po. Sino-sino yan? Kayo mismo po alam kung sino yan po. No? Totoo naman ito. Totoo naman ito. May mga katotohanan din. Another video clip that I will share with you. Ano ba ito? Tungkol, saan ba ito? Tungkol sa, this is something that maganda din po to ponder, no? To ponder. Alright. Saan na yun? Mayroon tayo dito. Ito po. No malice again, ha? No malice. I'm sorry po if you'll be offended, but no malice ito po.
Yung pinsan, yung anak, ultimo lolo.
Hindi lang kayo nagnakaw. Tinulungan at tinuruan ninyo ang mga anak ninyong magnakaw.
Mula lolo hanggang tatay, magnanakaw pare. Pansin niyo yung mga ninakaw? Palaki ng palaki. Kaya nga ito, bata pa na tinuturuan ng maging tirador ng Ilocos Norte. Yung political career niyo, matatapos na kay Sandro. Itaga niyo sa bato kahit kailan hindi na kayo mananalo. Biruin mo magnanakaw yung Pangulo. Yung pinsan, yung anak, ultimo lolo.
Hindi lang kayo nagnakaw. Tinulungan at tinuruan ninyo ang mga anak ninyong magnakaw.
Mula lolo hanggang tatay, magnanakaw pare. Pansin niyo yung mga ninakaw? Palaki ng palaki. Kaya nga ito, bata pa na tinuturuan ng maging tirador ng Ilocos Norte.
Alright, yun po. Depende na sa inyo. Kayong bahala po. Share lang tayo po because we're ending the year already po. No malice. Once again, I would like to say there is no malice po. All these things, nandyan naman ito po sa social media. Okay, mayroon pa dito isang video clip na medyo ako mismo po, nasaktan ako po. No? I was offended po. And I will give you a little bit of my reaction to this video clip po, which I totally disagree. Although I am a Roman Catholic believer, no? But I totally disagree with what this priest said. Let's watch and listen to this.
Sa kahirapan, para sa edukasyon, titignan natin sa laylayan, ang nakakatakot at nakakalungkot, naging normal ay drug addict yan. So, hindi na pinakakailaman at dumating nga sa punto nung panahon ni Digong, dahil hindi na pinapakailaman, pwede lang pasabugin ang bungo. Kasi salot eh. Why does he have to occupy a space kung wala namang pakinabang yan? Nakalimutan natin na yung taong yun ay nagkakaganon dahil, well, sa pagkakilala ko sa mga mahihirap, may makilala ko, nagbebenta ng 3 sachet kasi ang kita sa bawat sachet ay 50 pesos times 3, that's 150, pambaon po nila. Pambaon na ibinibigay sa mga anak. So, hindi talaga usapin pang drug addict, usapin yung pagtawid sa kahirapan para sa edukasyon ng anak dahil wala nang pagkakataon. Ibang-iba to sa mga usapin ng mga big-time pusher tsaka drug lord. No? Meron akong makilala na nagbebenta ng mga tingi-tingi dahil meron silang porsyento doon at yung porsyento bukod sa pambaon para sa nangangatal na sigura. So the opportunities given to these people, apart from judging them, condemning them, ay very scarce. Kulang pa ho. Kulang pa ang atensyon na binibigay sa kanila ng pagkalinga at paghahandog ng daan sa paghilom.
Alright, yun po ang I totally disagree. Anong klaseng padre ito po? Anong klaseng pari ito po, no? Why are you trying to justify ang wrongdoings ng tao? No? Ang wrongdoings ng tao po. You just imagine what you're trying to say. Pabayaan na natin yon. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is how I got it. Pabayaan na natin yon mga tao, no? Who are selling drugs dahil may mga konting pera makukuha nila po, mga commission or whatever. Dahil itong maliit na pera po, he will give that to ang mga anak niya po para survival. You are justifying. You know, Father, that is a wrong thing to sell itong illegal drugs po. Why you have to justify? Bilang isang padre po, dapat ikaw mismo sabi, this is not the right way to do. Kasi this is harmful. If you will sell ang droga po, dahil ang intention mo po is to bigyan pagkain sa mga anak mo, sa pamilya mo po, that is wrong. There are so many ways on how to survive. Hindi dyan po sa droga. No? Hindi po dyan po sa droga. I don't know if this will be the appropriate, sabihin natin, example that I want to give po. Correct me if I'm wrong. You still remember itong word mercy killing po. No? Mercy killing. Diba? Mayroon na po, let's say sa hospital, may isang pasyente po, no? Nandoon ng pasyente, and sabi ang doktor, okay, sa mga kamag-anak ng pasyente, wala na tayo magawa dyan, kasi we tried everything to save his life. But, wala na po. Wala nang, sabihin natin, wala na tayong magawa po. No? So, ang doktor now will advise sa mga kamag-anak, sa pamilya po ng pasyente is that let us just wait. Wait ang time for him to say goodbye sa atin. Diba? The doctor will never say or even condole or agree kung maski isang pamilya po or member of the family po will say, Doc, since sinabi mo naman na wala na pong pag-asa ang tatay ko, ang nanay ko, kung sino man yung pasyente, pwede ba remove na, alisin na yan, oxygen na po, or ano-anong mga ano niya sa katawan niya po, para he will go already. The doctor will never allow that thing po, kasi alam niya po, mali yan. Alam niya na mali yan, ang mercy killing, hindi dapat po. No one sa atin dito sa mundo po has the right to take away the life of another person. Kaya nga, you will never hear from the doctor, despite despite everything that he has done to save itong pasyente po, he will never say na wala nang pag-asa, alisin na lang natin ang oxygen dyan. Kasi wala na. Everything I did to save him, pero hindi na. The doctor will only say, wala na akong magawa. I did everything, but maghintay na lang tayo po ang oras. So I am so shocked to hear from this Father Flavi Villanueva trying to justify ang wrongdoing ng mga drug addict. Hindi daw sila drug addict eh. Ganito pa po ang mentality ng pari. No? Especially itong si Father Flavi Villanueva. I'm sorry, Father, I'm sorry. But I think you don't deserve an apology, no? Or sorry from me. Because I really disagree the way you think na justifying ang wrongdoings ng mga drug addicts or pushers mo. Hindi yan tama. Para sa akin, it's totally wrong. It's totally wrong. Finally po, before I will end itong video clip, let me, since nandito na tayo sa mga pari-pari po, let me share with you another video clip galing sa Padre din po.
Examples. No one is excused from trials, even the friends of the Lord. But this much I assure you, you will be able to face the challenges more strongly and more confidently because you know that you are not facing these trials as a family by yourselves. Kapag nasa atin ang Diyos, wala tayong dapat ipangamba. Kapag nasa atin ang Diyos, kaya nating harapin ang lahat ng pagsubok bilang pamilya. Mga ginigili kong kapatid, the Holy Family is being given to us as a model. Let us follow the examples of the Holy Family.
Alright, maraming salamat, Father, no? We celebrated Christmas, the birth of Jesus Christ. Dapat nasa Panginoon natin po. We have to be with God, no? Hindi what itong si Father Flavi is saying, no? Akala ko he will be saying na huwag natin kalimutan ang Panginoon, nandyan ang Panginoon, the wrong things, we don't do it. What he is doing is justifying it. Father Flavi, I don't know. Ano ba, for 15 years nagiging drug addict ka? And then now what you're trying to show, na-reform ka na, paari ka na, but the way, ang body language mo, the way you are thinking, ang mga preaching mo po, mali-mali. I don't know. I don't want to say anything. Kasi, para sa akin, I really appreciate itong Padre po, no? Just gave us advice na dapat we have to leave everything to God. We have to leave everything to God. So, alright, siguro hanggang dito na lang ang programa natin ni Talk the Real Talk with Nico. And tomorrow is the eve of the New Year. And on Thursday, January 1st, we are going to celebrate ang bagong taon po, no? And today we are celebrating, mga Filipinos, we are celebrating ang birthday ni national hero natin, si Dr. Jose Rizal. Enjoy kayo po. Ingat kayo palagi. And let's not forget to always pray for guidance and everything sa Panginoon natin. So, once again, Nico Fabian would like to say, thank you very much for making me, again, a part of your day today on a Tuesday morning. Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines, God bless us all. I'll see you in my next episode. I love you and Godspeed. Bye.